Universal has finally released information about its last 6 houses for Halloween Horror Nights for this year. In this video, I'll be going over what we found out so far about the 6 newest houses. Some of this information is coming from Universal's podcast, where they had the show director and creator of Halloween Horror Nights on, and they talked a bit more in depth about the different houses. The first house we will discuss is Descendants of Destruction. Careful not to leave any of your Scream Squad behind as you descend the subway tunnels of a deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on the last remnants of humanity. This house is the aftermath of an extinction-level event where humans found shelter in the subway. Centuries later, humans have devolved into these terrible mutations, hunting in the subterranean darkness. You'll go down into a New York subway system where all the survivors are. The house will be broken into 3 parts. First, you'll see the human survivors. Then you'll see them as they're mutating. Then by the end, they have evolved into these horrible creatures. There's also going to be a gradual change in the lighting and the power. First, you start off with solar power, then transitions to battery power, and then just dark. And there's an illuminescence with mushrooms. The creature design is supposed to be amazing. So for the next house, Bugs Eaten Alive. While touring in 1950s Home of the Future, you'll be surrounded by the slime of bugs everywhere as hordes of many-legged terrors descend upon you and your Scream Squad. You'll be dropping like flies. In the podcast, apparently they want this house to be the house where no one can finish. The goal of this house is to make it so that no one finishes it. It takes place in the 1950s. Guests will tour through BuzzCon, which is a factory with a bunch of showrooms. Guests will walk through this experience while people try to sell them a new product, Exterminator. It heats and cools your home and also kills the bugs. But of course, something goes horribly wrong and all the bugs start to mutate. You'll see spiders, flies, roaches, maggots, and as you walk through the house, the bugs will grow and change. All your senses will be activated as you walk through. There will also be different lights and sounds. They also mentioned that there will be holes, honeycombs. The hole will have maggots in them, and there will be wasp nests. It will be an attack of the senses. Spirits of the Coven. A coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your Scream Squad into a witch's brew. They'll be cackling. You'll be screaming. So this house is based on a 1920s speakeasy. You will journey through a forbidden speakeasy where you will not escape the trappings of the coven. They turn all who enter into their witch's brew, and then they smuggle their brew to other covens. Humans are the main ingredient in the spirits of the coven. Next house, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. In a New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the waves to seek their revenge. You and your Scream Squad may have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they'll reel you in and drag you under. This is a return of a favorite street zone that was from a few years back. Dead fishermen will rise from their grave once again to plague the village where they set sail many years ago. It's supposed to be a beautiful but terrifying house. Fiesta de Chupacabras. Visit a Latin American village where the legend of the creature Chupacabras is celebrated with a colorful fiesta, and the streets are lined with the crimson blood of tourists like you and your amigos. The story of this house is that the tourists are walking into a village that's having a party. The Chupacabra is appeased by blood, so the villagers lure in the tourists so that they can hack them up and fill buckets with their blood and then put them outside of their door. That way they won't be attacked by the Chupacabra. Now for the last house, Hellblock Horror. Enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. If they break free from their cells, it's a death sentence for everyone. The story goes that the prisoners have broken out. You start outside the penitentiary. Once inside, you're attacked by monsters, vampires, zombies, aliens. You might even see monsters from previous houses that have been locked up in this penitentiary. You will fight your way through to reach the power core and watch the entire facility be destroyed from a detonation of the power core. Guests are the guards, and their goal is to destroy the facility before the monsters can destroy our world. So that's the last 6 houses that have been announced. What houses are you most excited to go through? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to this channel.